Welcome back, everybody. We're reviewing House of the Dragon Season 3, or the official start of Season 3, because Season 2 ended last week. However you want to look at it. We're on the third episode, almost halfway through the series, which is now beginning the third series. And we're going to go around the horn and get our general thoughts out of the way. By the way, it's going to be a bit of a shorter show tonight. I'm working on a video. So we'll start with Fringy.
Man, it's just kind of a mess, isn't it really? It feels that we passed a point where it feels like the show is becoming much more melodramatic rather than like intriguing, which is pretty frustrating. Even to the point that the music was throwing me off in this episode, which has never been a problem for me in this show, but it felt particularly insistent anytime that anything looks like it's going slightly wrong for Rhaenyra. That sort of sound would play. Like, yep, thank you for letting me know exactly the one and only way that I could feel about it. Occasionally stuff comes up that is something, but for the most part, it feels like we're sort of sliding further and further into it becoming a much more messy, sloppy, and incoherent story, unfortunately.
This might be the messiest one, really. Like, it's Mahler.
Well, yeah, last episode fell apart halfway through more so than anything. This one, right from the get-go, is off.
I mean, the show ended for me, as I said last week. This week, it's just compounded a whole bunch of issues. We're seeing the consequences of all the shitty decisions, and Sarah Hess is just once again showing off her abilities in each of these scenes, driving me nuts. Can't even go one fucking scene without being like, wait, why would they? Why? As I said, Daemon is like my last vestige of hope, and they keep retarding him, and it sucks. Another episode where Miss Arya survives with no scrutiny other than specific comments.
And they really have elevated her position. I'm
obviously thoroughly happy where this is going. Yay, woohoo! Let's talk about it.
Shad.
Yeah, there are a lot of issues here. Man, this really was the Rhaenyra episode, and the problem is Rhaenyra sucks. She is an incompetent leader. She is mostly indecisive, and when she decides to try and act decisively, it's usually something stupid, ruining things. And it's not even dynamic or interesting. Like Otto Hightower, not a good person. But dang, I could have watched a show with him being the main character. Stuff like that. Even Daemon. Rhaenyra sucks. And there's so much focus on her. And Fringy, I'm glad you mentioned the music. They were like the violin, kind of thing to try and make you feel like this is, like tense. And it was just uncomfortable. This was not an enjoyable episode to watch as a result.
So I think it was supposed to be incredibly off-putting. And
for me, it's insistent.
From the way it's directed, from the way the camera gets blurry sometimes, like when she's like going crazy. That's what this is. This is setting up Rhaenyra to go fucking crazy. And somebody told me 2 years ago that they were going to do the Dany arc with Rhaenyra, right? That's what they thought that this was going to happen. And it certainly looks like they're setting that up in this. Which at least we're getting some setup for that instead of just completely out of fucking nowhere. But that's clearly what this episode is supposed to be, from the directing to the jarring music. You're supposed to feel like she's losing her fucking mind, that she's completely like overwhelmed. Some of it through her fault, some of it not through her fault. To me, the biggest problems, because I think the music and the directing is sort of like a bold choice that isn't going to work for everybody. I think it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. But the problems... To me, the biggest problems continue to be the things that they're changing. Some of them for reasons, some of them not for reasons. And it's making things not make sense at all. Like with Darren, like with why they decide to play this fake Daron thing, and why, if you're going to do that, why Tessarion is left completely unaccounted for. Why you're doing these things with Corlys and not legitimizing his sons. And although I did like the scene that came from that, I actually really like the scene that came from that with Corlys. It like makes you wonder why and how and what they're going to fucking do. And And so it's a messy episode. I think some of it's intentionally supposed to be jarring and make you feel weird, but the story and what they've done in terms of where these characters are headed, that's the messiest part, which is shitty.
To I guess to clarify maybe a bit on the music, like it was more so. There's this part earlier in the episode when Rhaenyra's like walking through the castle and all of these people are coming up to her with all of their problems. And I don't know how to describe the music other than it sounded like medieval Grey's Anatomy of like, oh, isn't this shambolic? Oh man, you know how crazy this situation is. She's got so many problems. It was kind of, that's like how I felt about the music throughout all of it. It's like, man, you are really telling me exactly how I'm supposed to feel about this in the least subtle way possible. It's and it feels like it's kind of not becoming of this show, or Night of the Seven Kingdoms, or what I've seen of Game of Thrones, when the music is much more deliberate and considered and good.
and if you notice, there's also bells throughout all of that, which to me is supposed to hint at a Dany
Season
turn
8.
with the bells, right?
Evoke one of the worst decisions in the entire previous show.
Well, I found the music incredibly annoying, and I hate to say that because Ramin Djawadi is fucking goated as far as a
He's
TV composer. So this is the first time his music's ever annoyed me. And Joe Russo, the non-Russo brother, who's on Twitter.
That loser
only gets attention because people think he's a Russo brother. Stated today that we just didn't understand the end of Superman. We didn't we're just too dumb to understand what James Gunn was doing. No, we understood it. We didn't like it. We can understand things and not like them. I can understand what they were trying to do in the show. And I thought it was done there's an ad break. The stream must have blipped if there's an ad break. Sorry, chat. That's what YouTube does. I know the creator's intention, particularly Sarah Hess, because she lets you know what her intention is and her motivation in almost every fucking line of dialogue. And if you forget, she'll remind you in about 10 minutes what perspective this is written from. And when it comes to castle intrigue and political intrigue, she's a clod. She's clumsy. She's not good at her job in this show, and she brings it down every fucking time she writes an episode. And we have to show the woman's perspective. Well, you could do that by having them not be so fucking idiotic. And that's where you get the mixed message, because right now, no woman should sit the Iron Throne in Westeros ever.
This is like definitive
ever.
proof.
And that's and it proves it. But that's not where they come from. That Rhaenyra was being pressured, and Mahler, you pointed it out. She doesn't have she's talking about household shit. She's freaking out, right? Because it's her time of the month, by the way.
Right.
And,
That was funny.
The fact they put that in, dude.
I know.
Did you guys get the impression that the episode was trying to make you sympathize with Rhaenyra? That it's just so hard for her. That so many problems that she doesn't deserve all this. Because if that was I got hints of that, right? And if that was the case, that just made me hate Rhaenyra more, because no, you've been trying to achieve this your whole life. Don't tell me now that you can't deal with it or overwhelmed or you didn't expect this.
I think what they're expecting us to remember is in season 1, she didn't prepare. And now she's paying for not preparing. I get that part. But
that's the thing, right? Because when I watch it, I look at it and I think she's completely and totally overwhelmed with the smallest stuff and has no idea what she's doing. And this is going to be a disaster. And basically every time she's presented with an option, she's like kind of choosing the wrong thing, like the wrong thing to do for the long term of what will pay off. However, I don't have any faith that that's actually what we're supposed to believe right now. Whether we're just supposed to believe that this is just so unfair for her and look at how bad it is for women. You know what I mean? Because that's more likely to me what the writers are trying to say, even if it's not like being portrayed that way.
I think it's borderline hard for me to believe, even with her limited experience, how much she gets overwhelmed by some of these issues. It's just like, yeah, this is exactly what to expect. And the first thing you might think is kind of what Tywin says, like, you got to surround yourself with people who know what they're doing. So Corlys, I'd say, is number one. And by extension, you might want to keep him on your side above all else.
That pissed me off. Like, it's just,
It's
we'll get
just
to
what I
it
mean.
because we'll go through the episode. But what she
Yeah.
did there felt so friggin' brain dead. It's just.
There's no logic to it. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
It's
He's
forced.
your number one
It's
guy.
forced as hell.
I know, and it just makes her out to be such a massive hypocrite. And of course, like that is in line with the character. She's an awful character, but it doesn't make me like her anymore. It makes her come across, like I said, as a
I
hypocrite,
think
but
it's
also
stupid too.
profoundly dumb. Like that was a stupid thing to do.
So-
It's just.
Since the show obviously roots for Rhaenyra, and based on what I've heard from critics who have seen the first 4 episodes, like things supposedly, guys, turn around next episode. Like this is all a setup for Rhaenyra triumphant maybe next week. So we'll see. So I think it's all a setup. We'll find out what happens later. But yeah, for a show that's rooting for her, they're making her look awfully stupid. Plus, she's just unlikable. Like, and I don't think that's intentional. I think they want us to sympathize with her, right? I think they truly want us to sympathize with her.
Yeah, look at all these problems she's inherited. That sort of situation.
whole
That was the
point-
impression I got.
The whole point of the Dance with Dragons is there's good people in service of bad people. There's bad people in service of good people, and they're all victims of the system that they set up. Right. And there's nobody who's necessarily a good guy. Right.
And-
which makes it difficult to root for people in the show.
And ultimately, one of the things they hinted at a little bit with Damon's conversations with her is the truth that the Sarahs, as much as she might like to look up to him and rule like him, the Sarahs was actually not a good ruler, right? The Sarahs might have been a great person, right? From what we could expect in Westeros. But he wasn't a good king. He left everything incredibly fucking messy. He put things off to the last second because he didn't want these conflicts. It was impossible for him to make very difficult decisions. And like Damon's trying to tell her that like my brother was a lot of things, but like there were problems. Like he didn't do enough. He didn't do the things that he needed to fucking do. And that's like an admission that if she wanted to be a good ruler, she would have to admit that Viserys was fucking flawed. And she's going to be unwilling to do that.
Well, now she's trying to copy the exact same playbook. She wants to be exactly like her father and not realizing that there were issues. He was so
and
indecisive,
Viserys is
of course,
enabling that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, let's not bring her up just yet. Let's get to the episode. We got to kind of speed run through. Hey, this was the Talking in Rooms episode we were waiting for. And but it begins this cold opening. I'm like, did I miss something?
I thought the same thing. I've never seen that before in my recollection.
I got you, Gary.
I don't know if I've seen that before. I think there's another ad too, Gary. So I don't know if the stream actually is like monetized because it's not really blipping out for me or anything. So I don't know, but
well, there's not supposed to be ads, so I'll check.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, did I miss the intro somehow? Have they ever done this before in a Game of Thrones show?
A cold opening? I can't. If they did it, it was once.
Yeah, it's like all like to me, the entire episode's meant to be incredibly uncomfortable. From the way it's edited, from the way it's shot, from the music, and it is uncomfortable. I just don't think it
Sarah
works
has
for them always.
the one to hire for that for sure.
Yeah.
Keep talking, guys. Roll.
I mean, it was just like, oh shit, they've battled a field of battle. They got the 3 dragons. The dragon. Oh god, what's happening here?
Surface level stuff. I like the armor. One of the guys has a really cool big sword over his shoulder. I was like, ooh, show me more. But anyway, surface level. But they did a good job of that guy's armor. Look at that. Anyway.
I'm glad.
Ormond Hightower's armor is fucking sick.
Yeah, it's good.
And now that we know he just completely lied, I think Ormond Hightower is fucking awesome now.
Yeah, might be one of them. Well, it depends what they want to go with. But is the guy to lead the other side? Really, he seems to be in control and on top of things.
I don't know. Hang on. I'm trying to figure something out. I'm going to need you guys to lead it for a second.
Well, I mean, this is just the negotiating a surrender, basically, for the High Towers, because the war is over, ... Which, you know, it's a little bit awkward because it's not quite over, but it is also mostly over. So it's like, what are we happening? What's doing? And so, yeah, Ormond makes what is the only smart decision, which is to be like, sure, man, sure,
Yeah.
100%. Now let's get out of here. And it's like,
yeah, he can't take on 3 dragons, and so
No.
it did come off that he was just going to say anything basically to appease Daemon and move past this point.
And so basically, hey, just surrender and march home and blah blah blah, and that'll be it. And he's like, well, I guess I have no choice. Pulls out his sword, bends the knee, swears to serve Rhaenyra, and then he's walking away. And Daemon's like, oh, by the way, almost forgot. That little dragon rider you got there, Daeron Targaryen. I'm gonna need him. Basically, to make sure that you guys continue to honor your vows and.
And
you understand the consequences of this moment,
this
right?
This is very important, right? Because on a tactical level, what Daemon is doing absolutely perfectly in line with what you'd want to do in this situation. You need the leverage, you need the insurance, basically, and so it makes complete sense. And that is really significant leverage. And so this guy here, he would not want to do that. And Daemon should kind of be aware that this handover here is really significant. So significant, you'd kind of want to guarantee something.
Yeah, we got on Daemon's side, Caraxes, Silverwing, and Vermithor, right?
Yep.
So that's a mega force. That's like horrifying. Versus the dragon over there. If I can get a shot.
Now, if we can go back, because you saw the dragon.
That's Tessarion.
Is there a rider on that dragon though?
No.
Does that look like there's a rider?
Well, it can't be because the whole fooling of this is that they're providing the rider.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean. Like,
hey man, hop on that dragon there.
Well, the handoff here, right? It's like, hey, looks good enough. And it's like, yeah, but this is incredibly important.
Yeah. Daemon would double, triple check.
Yeah, hey buddy, just go over to that dragon. Jump on his back.
And, well, this is what I mean about the softening of Daemon's brain. Like, he, as far as I'm concerned, him looking at the hair and being like, yep, good enough is shit.
There's no way that's good enough. Especially when there's a conversation later in the episode about whether or not Aegon could get away with nobody knowing who he is forever. It's like, yeah, this is a medieval era.
Well, there's a logistical issue here as well. They have 3 dragons, so presumably they're going to be going back on their dragons, flying the dragons, right? And so, yes, this character is really important to grip with him. Are they going to leave the dragon in the hands of the enemy army as well? It's like, hang on, we have the dragon rider in our custody. We have 3 bigger dragons, so this little dragon isn't a threat. Kid, you need to get on that dragon and fly it back with us. Otherwise, it's going to take too long, and I don't want to give you a lift on mine. And
There's
so
that. There's also,
the
you
actual
don't want to
logistics,
leave the dragon alone,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't leave the dragon with the enemy army. So the logistics dictate that the next action would be for Daemon say, get on your dragon, fly back with us, and then they're going to run into a
and like,
issue,
you could try to fly away, you could try to attack us. You know what happens. All the High Tower army are fucking obliterated and you die. So
yeah, it's like
it's hanging in the air here now. It's like that's the next thing that you would logically do, Daemon, and then cut.
It makes 0 sense how you wouldn't either have them do that or have some plan to get the dragon back some other way, right? Whether that's send a fucking cart, anything. Like, have some plan to not leave Tessarion there because it's a dragon. It would just be sitting there riderless. Like, a lot of things wouldn't make sense. Maybe Tessarion would try to follow him, or who fucking knows? You would have some sort of plan to get the dragon back.
The dragon is a nuke. It's a warship. It is like one of the most powerful weapons in this universe. You're not going to leave it with a rebellious army. You're just not. It is like,
and as much as this has been described pretty quickly and cleanly, like the catastrophe that this will cause for the story now is undeniably frustrating.
What happens in the books, guys? Because
this doesn't happen in the books.
Well, there we go. Because
in the books, there's no fake Daeron. In the book, there's no like this instance doesn't happen. So this is made up.
It's made up, and it was done to waste time. But the problem is, I mean, you still end up where you do in the book, except you just made everybody look fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And you wasted everybody's time. And it was all to
have a fake out at the end.
To have a
surprise.
Yep. It was all to give it some sort of shock
But it was-
because the rest of the episode is just Rhaenyra being stressed out during that time of the month.
Watching this though, it was like he looks at him and then they pass. We were like immediately like, well, but what if he's fake? What if he's fake? And then the whole episode is like, dude, he was a fake at the end. You're like,
yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I saw rumors about it being a fake, and I think we even had discussions about there being two.
We did.
Like we've had discussions about that on the show. So if I didn't know that, would I have gone into it being like, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake? I don't know. But it's
just what if?
It's very awkward and strange. And obviously doesn't make any sense.
I think most people who watch this episode that'll be like, again, I think a lot of
Damon,
people
like-
are surface watching this show now, and so they'll just take it kind of as a given. Well, of course he wouldn't have known, he's never seen this person before.
Damon is bordering on wanting to execute this person. Like, I just think he would have been a lot more careful about this.
Oh yeah, of course. But I just wonder how many people who are watching the show are going to be that scrutinous, I guess.
Hey man,
think
Game of Thrones season 8 was quite well enjoyed by many people, I suppose, out
yes,
there.
it is.
That's my point.
But we're on levels of stupidness just in the little bits of episodes as we were there now. Like we're there with this episode. There's so much fucking stupid and
I mean, these are
things you didn't need to change.
these are the 2 Sarah episodes, right? So we're done now. Go away.
God. Who writes the next episode?
Don't
One
know,
that
but it's not her.
It's not her. Thank God.
I
Thank God.
just press forward twice and drop it
It's
on there.
Sarah Hess.
Riley!
There.
Sarah Hess. So the rest, we after that bullshit, Rhaenyra triumphant. She's in King's Landing. She's trying to plan a coronation, and she finds out there isn't any gold. It's all gone because Tywin Lannister, at least they put this part in, had taken it for safekeeping.
I do like that first scene of her like looking, and she's in her father's chamber. So the king's chambers are now the queen's chambers, I suppose. And like, it's weird, almost like whispers and stuff. And she's like, this place is heavy with ghosts, not all bad, some good. And she's just reminiscing, and Damon just interrupts her like, yeah, we got shit to do. Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll rule like him. I'll do things like him. And he's like, in any case, it's time to fucking get started.
Yep.
And I feel like that continues when they have their later conversation where he basically shits on Viserys a little bit.
So, question: how the time frame of this episode goes over what feels like at least a week, if not maybe even a month. Like, is that the time frame we're dealing with here?
A month? I
How
think
long
this is a
do you
couple
think
days.
I think it's
Couple
a couple
days
days
only?
By
Okay.
the way, the time frame of the first couple episodes is 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. So I
It's
think
a couple
this-
days.
Yeah, at most. At most.
I just thought, like, all the organization that she wants to do a coronation, a feast, and the processes are like, I was giving me a sense that, okay, we're skipping over certain periods of time here to get all this done. So it would surprise me if it's just a 2-day period.
Well, the
Okay.
rats are everywhere too. 'Cause-
Yeah, I would say like a handful of days is all. Like I think we probably saw every night.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're preparing for they have to get rid of the rats. They have to feed the people. They have to find more gold. So they're gonna have to tax the lords, probably. And then she gets inundated with, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but they were trying to make her look a little stressed out. It was subtle, right? And then they mentioned it's her time of the month.
Really? Like,
Well,
what gave
she
it
also-
away? That the high pitched, violin strings. Like,
To be clear, by the way, she's dissolved her Black Council. She doesn't
I
like any
guess.
of them anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fucking
They
insane.
were right all the time. And then it's like, no, we don't need them anymore. Bye. You're not needed for the actual beginning of season 3.
And then it doesn't seem like she calls any new counselors to
I
deal with a lot of these big
No, we're not
problems. It's like,
interested. Yeah.
you know what would be really useful right now, Rhaenyra? A master
Mysaria.
of coins, like, and a master of trade. Like, get some people to
Sorry,
delegate.
you can do
to,
everything. You
but
can do everything.
Mysaria
all
is
right?
gonna be.
What even is the state of what you could call a council? We have Mysaria, the possibly evil maester that they can't necessarily fully trust right now, her hand that she will betray in a few scenes, and Daemon?
Well, where is her maester? Like she
had a maester. Where the fuck is he?
she had one that she makes Grand Maester in the book. So she just left him behind for some reason.
She left the whole Black Council behind. It's insanity.
There's not many left, right? Like
No.
Celtigar and who else is still there?
I thought that there was like the last, because we the Rook's Rest guy, he died, right? I forget his
Yep. And then the one she sent over to check
see
on Daemon, yeah, he took off.
Right. That's what I mean. So like that's what I'm saying. I think it's like you've got the Maester over there and you've got Celtigar still, I believe. I don't remember who else is even fucking there. Maybe one other person.
She doesn't have an army.
In a broader
like,
picture. Yeah, well, that's the thing. In a broader picture, then, who in the entire kingdom is going to retain loyalty to Rhaenyra? Because she's just said to her, the most powerful lords that were kind of on her council on her side, you betrayed me, get stuffed, you're not on my council. And so that would alienate them for support, you would assume.
Yes.
The only one left seems like it would be Corlys, which we know what happens in this episode. Who is left that's going to be on her side? And
and that's the other thing, because later on,
Sure.
even the minor lords and ladies and stuff like that, who, especially if you're out of fucking money, especially out of all these things, she also alienates the fuck out of them as well. And you do get a little scene with God, what's his fucking name? Tormund Manderly at the end, which I did like. I had no idea that was going to be the guy who played him, though. The dude from Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
the guy from Mars Needs Moms.
I know him from fucking Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But like what will be stacking up here, I presume, is the clear intentions. Like Sarah Hess's sort of goal here is to stress her out, have a bunch of different factors that are coming in all at once that are gonna, create this horrible problem. I'm not impressed with almost the way that the structurally how she's doing each of these issues. Like the unforced errors all over the place.
Exactly. Like instead of making it seem like, oh, this is, so hard on you, Rhaenyra, we kind of want to, like, this all seems self-inflicted through stupidity. If you I'm not a politician. I'm not like a massive tactician, but any of us are watching this, seeing these massively blatant errors that you have to be pretty oblivious to not consider a thing.
To be clear, when Aegon hanged all the rat catchers, like, I buy that completely. I wasn't sitting there saying, like, what a fucking moron Aegon is. Wow, this is borderline out of character. I can't believe it. It's like, no, that makes sense. Yeah. And it makes sense that that'll have major repercussions. Yeah.
But does this not make sense for Rhaenyra based on what we've seen of her?
I don't buy any of this for Rhaenyra, basically. What the dissolving of the Black Council as well, because she was locked in a room. It's like by her son, who has authority below her but above everyone else. I don't know if you can...
I kind of do, but I don't.
I do. Based on what we've seen of Rhaenyra, based on my judgment of Rhaenyra, I do. However, I don't believe that the writers actually want me to believe that.
Oh, is this a Bobby situation where, like, are we saying it makes sense if we don't follow what the writers are intending?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Based on what we've observed of her, she would not be a good queen.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't think that's what the writers are trying to say with it. I think that's just what we're observing.
I think that what the writers are trying to say is that that the circumstances are going to be her undoing rather than like her bad choices. That all of these things that have worked against her are going to have it unravel when in a better world she would have been successful. I think that's the point. Like she's inherited this catastrophe that she can't fix, even though, again, she's making all of the worst possible decisions pretty much at every
I just
moment.
wonder how stupid does she have to get before it would breach?
Well,
like
that's what I mean. That's why I'm kind of yes and no, because she is incredibly incompetent, incredibly self-centered, selfish. She will never take any accountability, and so there is a decent amount that I could see is in line with that characterization. Yet there is a question of how stupid can she really be before even she would begin to pull herself up and say, maybe I shouldn't alienate my most loyal, ally throughout this entire conflict through my own hypocrisy. It's like there comes a point where it's like, even you're not that dumb. Like, really?
Yeah, because that's like the what I think they're trying to say potentially, and that's part of like what the story is doing, that like the parents bring their children into this like not prepared and force them into things in some ways. And Aegon was not prepared to be king. He was never supposed to be king. He wasn't prepared in any way. So when he takes over, he has no idea what he's doing. And you should probably listen to Otto. He doesn't. He fires him. I think Rhaenyra's in the same boat in a lot of ways, that she was never prepared to be queen, although it's much more her fault than her father's necessarily. Because she's the one that ran off to Dragonstone when things got hard and difficult instead of staying there to learn how to do all these things like she fucking should have. But I feel like the writers are trying to get you to feel sorry for her rather than how I perceive her character, which is unprepared and not ready to take on these tasks. So that even these tasks that aren't real, that shouldn't really be that overwhelming, it's just part of it, it's part of doing what you're doing, have completely thrown her off and overwhelmed her.
And even Daemon, was at court for a long time, and he's properly paranoid, so he would have anticipated things like a fake Daeron. And Corlys, ran his own island for a long time. He would have anticipated some of these problems too, and maybe even had a solution. But everybody just stands around like staring at Rhaenyra as she's dealing with this.
So Corlys, in this first sequence, he's desperately like trying to come up with a bunch of answers for things. Then they have the dinner sequence where she spurns him. And then the very next council scene, Corlys is like,
I'm done.
Do your own thing, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, because he's pissed. So you kind of get that part.
But like this means it's all just poor structure. Like we have to do a whole bunch of shit to get her in the position where she's going to fail all of these pretty easy to solve or at least weather problems by snatching away the people that would obviously be the ones to help her if she's going to be so inadequate. Like we have to write her so that she couldn't possibly account for these problems herself, which I do think has been exaggerated, even if I think she's a moron and an asshole. And then we've taken away the people who would advise her better through one. Daemon I don't know, man. He's just not the guy that I'm familiar with. Neutered, yeah. Corlys, we had to create this stupid fucking splintered wedge shit to force him away from ever being able to help her. And then we've annihilated her normal council, which leaves Mysaria, which is just good job, I guess.
Who was person who was there to assist you to tell the viewer what Rhaenyra is thinking.
Like when she spoke up, like I forget what she said, but I remember my natural response was like, "Shut up! You don't like. It's not your position to."
And that's what Daemon said.
Yes, he speaks for us.
He says it, but he doesn't do anything. That's the problem. Do anything.
What they're trying to position is Daemon as like the devil on her shoulder and Mysaria as the angel on her shoulder.
Like that's good God.
She betrayed her. Like, oh no, but all is forgiven and forgotten. No, it's all good.
I mean, this was all from the prior episode. This is all just the repercussions. So I don't know what to expect at this point even for Daemon's story.
But the thing is, like, Daemon is obviously in the right, but also in the wrong, right? Like, Daemon is right that they can't be worried about this fucking trivial shit when there's still things to do, when there's still these and they could just take over with the fucking dragons. However, if they do, the populace will probably eventually be pretty unhappy with the situation if they never get it fixed. However, Mysaria, although right about you need to think some about these people, by alienating all of the other fucking people in power who, yeah, they did what they're going to do and protected themselves. You fucking desperately need those people with you too. So both Daemon and Mysaria are half right, half wrong about the fucking approach. And Rhaenyra is listening to, she's listening to Mysaria, and she's trying to keep Daemon at bay for his fucking just fire and blood totality. And I wonder if they're going to have in the next episode her embrace the Daemon fire and blood portion. So like in this one, when she embraced Mysaria's viewpoint when she shouldn't have because it's going to bite her in the ass, I wonder if she's going to embrace Daemon's fire and blood aspect when she shouldn't because it's going to bite her in the ass.
Just to be clear, she's booted Bartimus Celtigar because he wasn't respectful enough of her position, but she's hired as possibly the most trusted advisor, a woman who actually sold out her whole house.
Yeah, a traitor. No, but it's okay. I won't do that again.
Like I can't suspend disbelief for this show anymore. Like I'm out.
I think the writers genuinely are portraying Mysaria as completely redeemed, fully loyal. She'll never betray.
Woman of the people.
Yep.
She is the voice of the small folk and
which again, that's like part of what makes me wonder about the nature of what the show's opinion is of Rhaenyra, because I think the show's opinion is like, yeah, look at her. She's actually looking out for the small folk. Look at her go. What a great queen she's gonna be.
Yeah, they're positioning Rhaenyra to be the protagonist that you sympathize with and want to win the.
Yeah, when it all goes wrong, it'll be a tragedy rather than like, well, I guess I'm just sort of watching things happen almost impartially. Like, oh, it all went wrong for her. Damn, she could have been a great queen in better circumstances. Never mind all of the horrible decisions.
Yeah, and then like all these things went wrong, and she went crazy, and it's not really her fault. Yeah.
Yep.
And Daemon has instructed her to kill Daeron multiple times, by the way. Don't forget to kill Daeron.
But yeah, she's saying, hey, we need to kill him. You need to kill him, by the way. Just for the record, you need to kill him. And then it was really funny, the scene that comes up later. As they're talking, she kind of spurns the idea that they can just fucking rule with dragons and not worry about anything else. And he's like, Your Grace, walks off, and he's like, don't forget to kill Daeron.
And then we have Alicent Hightower comes in. She's captured, and they have a discussion about what happened to the gold, and the argument gets to a place where she goes, "Are you going to blame me for everything the men have done?" That's such a Sarah Hess line right there.
Yeah.
It was such a cringe fucking line because haven't we got hit over the head enough with this throughout this entire show?
Not enough.
We get it. And this in the same way with the rape sequence last episode. We fucking get it. We didn't need it again.
But
out of nowhere.
The scoreboard, the women have the worst atrocities on the board. I just don't. If it were a show that made all of the women squeaky clean, I'd still be like, that's a cringe line. But this show and Game of Thrones, they have not done that. I know. Tried to do that.
It's like the agenda of the writer is at odds with the source material and who they've portrayed these characters as, but they will force it in anyway.
Oh, but Sarah Hess wrote fucking Rhaenys stomping on all the innocent people. She wrote that.
It was the men's fault, Fringy. Don't you understand?
This is unbelievable. Anyway.
I'm just looking up what else she has written. Orange is the New Black. House. Deadwood. One episode. Deadwood.
How many episodes of House?
I
like House.
74. So she must have been in the writer's room.
That's a lot.
Yep.
I don't know if she learned anything.
Well, I mean, it's, a lot of Rick and Morty writers who were on for episodes that were really good went on to write some terrible Marvel movies. So,
I love how in this conversation it doesn't come up that Otto was in the black cells the whole time and she didn't know.
No,
nope,
no, it doesn't matter. No, we're past that.
We're past it. So, I mean, that would be a good thing to bring up. Like, how would I know where the gold went when my father was in the black cells for the whole time and I didn't know? and she's not really trusting anything Allison's saying, and she's still going, you will be treated well, we will give you maids, blah 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 blah. And Allison recommends, like, even if you find just declare Aegon dead, and even if you find him, just say it's an imposter, right? Especially now that we've heard that Sunfire's dead and
Apparently,
rotting.
yeah.
So also, now the daughter, I forget her name,
Helena.
she basically knows that Allison is betrayed everyone. Isn't that
Yes.
because like that came out of the oven?
Oh, she knows everything. She just
now
doesn't know what
well-
order it comes in because of her dragon dreams.
Okay.
She you can see her like reaction
yeah.
when Rhaenyra reveals that like Alicent was ready to turn over Aegon.
So I really
There's a little
need to
reaction
know
shot from that.
how Helena through a dragon dream, unless she might have been at the werewood in the Godswood. Like, how do you enter a werewood vision? Like, how does a Targaryen enter a werewood vision? A Targaryen who does not have a connection to the old gods, like, at all. But she
don't
did
know.
that. She like did that and conversed in one. So that kind of needs to be explained a little bit. But
You have to wonder if that is like, is Daemon having a weirwood dream and Helena enters Daemon's mind, not connected to that? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Not necessarily connected to the werewoods, just at the same time. Maybe because his mind's fucking open
Maybe.
to that shit. I don't know.
maybe she's a green seer. I don't know. I don't know. More than just a Targaryen who has dragon dreams. She's a green seer.
I don't think the
But they haven't shown anything of that at all.
Blackwoods haven't entered the Targaryen line yet.
Nope,
so I don't,
not yet. So I don't know how that would be possible.
I don't think so.
I quite enjoyed this moment from Allison. Which
Hail,
said,
Blood Raven.
So I must hope for the capture and death of my son. It's like, damn, if only someone didn't put you in that position.
She's so
Being
good at the
you.
bug eyes, by the way.
Her expressions are really good.
Yeah. No, God, I don't know.
Like, she's been insane since season 2, and it's just funny for her to be like, how could you do this to me? To make me want to. There's just like, you already fucking agreed already. She sells out another son in this
She
episode.
does.
And like, it's just, you've shown you do not care about your children. You're willing to give them up completely. And now, maybe she's trying to manipulate Rhaenyra, but
No, I still think they're trying to frame the women as victim of circumstances, which is not entirely true from the book.
not even from what
Not
they're
from the
showing in the
show,
show.
yeah.
Like, either of these women, through their desire for power, have caused the death of thousands, and either one of them could have just simply brought it to an instant end by saying, all right, no, let's stop the fighting. Like, it's all on them. Every single thing.
And when they did try to stop the fighting, though, a man came in and fucked it up, which is kind of from the book too. So now she's got the head of the Gold Cloaks, blanking on his name right now, basically as her one and only kind of temporary Kingsguard. She needs to set up a Kingsguard. She needs to set up a council. She needs to find a place to shear some wool. And then feed the dragon sheep. She needs to get the small folk some food. She needs to be coronated. Like, everything's piling up. And again, it's her time of the month.
It's okay though, because she's got her best counselor with her.
She's going to be great. I can't stand that Mysaria is there just constantly telling us what Rhaenyra's thinking when she's not saying anything in that
I still
horrible
just can't get
freaking
over
accent.
The last thing Damon heard from her before this episode was that,
Yes.
like putting herself in contrast to trusting him. She kind of implies that on the council seats as well, and all he can do with these writers is sneer at her, be like, I don't like you. You shouldn't be talking.
And she's saying Daron is a threat to you. And then she has a vision of her son walking down the hallway.
There he is.
So sleep
Jace is back.
deprivation. He's back. Sleep deprivation, I'm guessing. Just her going a little crazy.
Well, and the immediately after, she's like, I should be evil. I should kill. I should. It's just like, yep, gotcha, got it. Yeah.
And then they're still together. So she's gonna send. What does she
This
send?
fucking scene.
Oh God,
She-
yeah,
This is crazy.
the High Septon.
How do you not have answers for his fucking questions? Like, hey, so the Silent Sisters, they haven't done anything. There is no body. What are you
Yep.
doing? And she's like, you call me a liar? Like, are we fucking children? Did you not account for this? Did you not think people might ask that? Could you not even have come up with a lie? Like, oh, his body was
No.
stolen.
She doesn't
Horrifying,
even
I
try to
know.
talk him down. She just makes an enemy of the faith right here in this scene,
It's a
where he even
moron.
says, "You don't want to make an enemy." By the way, with his pretty insolent, even for the fucking High Septon.
It's incredibly like.
Yeah.
There's no way he does this to a king. Genuinely,
No, he would be decapitated, and they'd be all time for a new High Septon. He slipped and fell on my sword.
Magor style.
Do
Yep.
you know what I mean, though? Fake remains, or say that the remains were stolen by the previous people in the castle when
Kill
they left the
Daron and
castle,
make
blah,
that
blah, blah.
Aegon's remains.
Yeah, there's so many options. And she's caught off guard by this. She's like, oh, yeah, there aren't any remains, huh? Oh, yeah, the Silent Sisters didn't deal with his body, huh?
Huh.
Whoops.
She's an idiot. Like she thinks these people are just going to bend over for her, basically.
For me, it crosses the line too far in stupidity. Like, did nobody think this might happen, that you need to account for his death?
Well, I think she just made the decision that she's going to say that 2 seconds ago, to be honest.
Yep.
And I think she's an idiot.
Yeah, again, it's just
So
I know what they're
have
doing. I'm just not impressed at all.
Yep. So he just sets her straight and says, "Our gods create, your dragons destroy, and you don't want to make an enemy of the faith of the seven," which is true. Cersei's learning that in a book that will never come out currently.
I mean, the whole episode is just her pissing off everybody.
But his words here, condemning the dragons so openly, is basically a statement of full-on rebellion
That's
to the
treasonous.
Targaryen
Yeah.
line. Yeah, it's
I would have
like,
thought so, yeah.
that's complete treason what he's saying. And so I think that would be worthy of death.
So this is like, I feel like you need more context for this than the show has ever given us. For the reasons behind like the relationship between the faith and the Targaryens. It's always been incredibly tenuous because the Targaryens don't actually embrace the faith of the seven. And they've set aside like some of their normal practices the church frowns upon, right? The marriage of Daemon and Rhaenyra would have been frowned upon by the faith. That's why they got married according to the old ways, not according to the ways of the seven. Like the faith would be really, really not happy with a lot of the things Targaryens are doing. And it's a consistent battle with them over time. There's been faith uprisings, there's been issues, there's been things like this over the course of Westerosi history since the Targaryens got there. And I feel like you probably don't have enough context in this show to like have any understanding of why the faith might react like this.
The High Septon only accepted Aegon the Conqueror after he's faced with his dragon. Then he went and fast for a little while and decided it's cool. It's nothing to do with me not wanting to be burned to death. So
and they've made
it
a
was
lot of
under
concessions
coercion.
over the years to the
Yes.
faith, to kind of what for this guy argued with, right? Because this is the faith of the rest of the people there. They can have some influence and things like that if they say good things about the Targaryens.
My gods do not deal in dragons.
And by the way, the faith of the seven is bullshit. It's fake. It's not real.
It's the one religion that's complete bullshit.
Yeah, it's the one religion of Westeros that is like the accepted official religion is the only one that has no power whatsoever.
None.
Yeah.
So if we go, we got to kind of speed run through this.
Oh,
here's
God.
here's the dumb dinner where she sits down with Alan and Adam and Corlys, and he wants her to legitimize him. And it was not an issue in the book, by the way.
I mean, but this scene should have been, I want them officialized. She goes, cool.
Right
done.
here, right now. Let's drink to it. Yep.
Let's strengthen our numbers for sure.
Like her most powerful ally, one of the most loyal allies.
Good
like,
Dragon Rider here, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense other than like her, exactly what Corliss said, her being fucking scared and ashamed of all this shit and like never taking accountability for anything. And I like the conversation we get with Corliss when he fucking freaks out at her. And I don't know what that means.
He says what his brother said.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your children are bastards. He says it the same fucking way.
Yep.
The same thing his brother got his head taken for by Daemon. But I don't know what they do with that. That's the thing, because this is
because they cut the scene.
So like, and I don't know how do they continue on after that happens?
I mean, I was assuming, because I haven't read the book, that Corliss completely turns on her and takes away all his support as a result of this, because that would be the natural outcome of such a slight. Are you telling me that doesn't happen? Like in the,
she legitimizes them.
Yeah,
of course.
So the obvious smart thing happened in the book.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, what can she do that does pass the line on your perception of her character? Because like it just stacks and stacks on how stupid and ill-conceived all these retarded. But and like we can come up with character flaws all the time to facilitate any decision, really. But this one is fucking remarkable to me. And Corliss, like, stating it's like your shame and your insecurity and your blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, I guess that would account for it in a human being. But like, do you really believe Rhaenyra would do this?
Rhaenyra in this show?
Yeah.
I mean,
at this point, so Rhaenyra in this show can just do anything then.
Well, no, she is particularly stupid in this show, like consistently. That's kind of the thing.
Everything that's happened, every decision that she has ever made has been fucking stupid. Like, having the children to begin with was fucking stupid. Pretending that they weren't bastards, with all these other things that happened, was stupid. Like, name me something that in your mind Rhaenyra has done that has been like fairly sound of mind, is something that you would like a sensible ruler would do in the entire show.
Well, she's only been a ruler now for these episodes.
Okay, but leading up to this, when she should have been preparing to rule and all this stuff,
Well, so we've reviewed
that's what we're arguing, right? We're arguing whether Rhaenyra has been portrayed in the show. Now, what we've seen and what the writers want us to think, I believe, are two different things. I totally get that.
Something I'd throw in the mix, I guess, to like. What is to be concluded from the fact that whatever is to be said about Rhaenyra, the fact that Jace seemed to actually be like relatively well equipped to handle the responsibilities that he would need to inherit if he became, if as the heir he became the ruler. How is it possible that he could essentially be pretty good at this if his mother is like profoundly stupid? If that's what we're meant to take away from this show, like, yeah, she is an idiot who somehow raised a son who would have been a lot better at this than she was.
I think it's like consistently both. She is consistently stupid, but that level of stupidity which she has shown consistently feels unrealistic in a character that's supposed to be somewhat aware.
My contention, we've stormtroopered her as far as I'm concerned. We've decided that we've seen enough bad aim that stormtroopers have bad aim. I've been complaining about Rhaenyra's decisions since early season 2. We can go back on those streams if you want.
And then the longer it goes on, at what point it's like, oh, well, if we're watching a show where the protagonist is just like a fucking
clown,
why are we even here? Like, what? I don't even know that I'm interested in watching that story anymore. if that's what it's come to.
The funny thing is, the show and the writers don't think she's stupid.
Well, this was, Fringy said this earlier. Like, they're trying to make it like fucking a soap opera, like Bridgerton. So like, this is forced drama. This is something that wasn't in the book. Didn't need to be done at all. To pile on Rhaenyra more to what I believe, could be wrong, a total setup for a redemption of badass Rhaenyra next episode. When I heard Grace Randolph say, I love what they did with her that episode.
She'll hop on a dragon and she'll burn some shit or something. Yeah. And then people will say, yeah, how awesome was that? And I'll be shriveling up inside. They're
going to have to explain how Corliss is going to stay with her and mad at the same time. at this point.
yeah.
Corlys
Yeah,
has lost
which
his
would
fucking
hurt
wife.
him.
He
What-
lost his brother. He's lost his son. Like he's lost so much. He lost High Tide. His castle. He mentions his castle's in ashes right now.
Think about how important this is to him. His line will end if this is not validated, right? And so his reaction and being
Do you-
so pissed off is.
Do you
fully
think one of his
justified.
sons talks him into staying?
I don't know.
Oh,
Like
And it's
Adam.
gonna be and it's gonna be Adam.
Adam, yeah.
well, they
always
say like
loyal.
your legacy is more than your name, and it's like, yeah, cool, but that name's dead. Like, and in this world,
I
that
live on in
matters.
your name, Father.
Yeah,
I think next episode we might get Rhaenyra burning Tumbleton next episode
Tumbleton, yeah.
and killing
Something will
Hugh's
happen.
wife.
That would be
That's
really
what I think's
annoying,
gonna
honestly.
happen.
I think you're totally right now that you've said that. I think you're totally right. That's going to be incredibly annoying.
So
If it was like it's the same thing as the sheep stealer bullshit, you know,
Again,
it's that
that's-
same
yeah.
bullshit.
Ryan's probably not wrong on that one, but that is not like a spoiler because that wasn't in the book. Hugh is completely different in the book than he is in the show. I've actually prefer the change in the show than he is in the book. I
Yeah.
think it's
He's more interesting character.
way
yeah.
more interesting character. But that like I think that's good speculation.
Yeah.
Very good speculation. So this dinner doesn't go down well because they're like, hey, you guys are awesome. We're awesome. You're awesome, Queen. Okay, can you legitimize them? She puts her fork down and
then cut. We
Well,
go
and
to
It's
so,
so
again,
weird. It's
another
so
way
weird
of-
watching.
Yeah,
Like,
the
what?
way they build this show. So it's like, do you think Corlys lets this conversation end without an actual answer, or he just
Yeah, like
assumes that she says yes?
the show says we cut away, so you don't need to. Because I'm sitting there thinking, what'd she do? Like, I guess where to conclude, she said, yeah, sure, and then got up and left, only
I mean,
to change
it
her
would
answer
have
later.
it would have to be. I'll need to think on this more, and I'll give you my answer
But
shortly.
it's
That's
just-
the only. But
You can't cut away.
you're
from
right.
the
Corlys
ending of
would
the
push
scene.
it. It's like, what? Can't you
Yeah.
give me an answer now? It's a pretty easy answer.
Well, so
Exactly.
for,
Kind of important
for
to me.
Corlys, as far as I'm concerned, if she said, "I'll think about it," he would be like, "What do you mean you'll think
Not
about
what-
it?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. The confrontation would happen there, but the show treats it like, well, if we cut away, nothing happened. We can
Well-
cut away, and it's as if we
Dude.
transported to the next scene where the characters, as opposed to treating them like they're people who exist in this world.
that
and they
fucking
do it
cutaway.
again. They do it again.
Yeah, that cutaway
Yeah.
is one of the worst I've seen in a long time. It's like, no, you cannot cut away from that fucking scene. So now she's, she can't sleep in the bed. She's very stressed out. There's Damon sleeping like a fucking baby.
I was scared to death that she was going to go to Massaria.
I was too, and I still feel like that could happen, or there could
But
be
but,
some
like, that
clan
would be-
bumping between her and Allison later.
But that would be defensive, as like they've set that up when she kissed her in season 2, right? So
Yes,
it's all
That's
good.
right.
That's why I thought it was going to happen.
Wasn't that in? It was not written in the script.
They just did it. She just
They
kissed
just
her.
did it.
No.
Well, Emma Darcy just kissed her, so we'll see.
Which, if that was a man, even though Emma Darcy's fucking they, them, non-binary, whatever, if that was an actual man, would have probably gotten in trouble.
She's a K-pop singer. That's how she dresses. So
It's her time of the month scene.
yep, and she gets a crown. I'm not gonna wear my sword because it might look bad. Fuck, it's my time of the month. I'm gonna wear a nice chain, and then we're gonna go speak to the people.
The I'm bleeding part was crazy.
Yep.
Yep. Again, like if we get the fucking the shit from these writers being like, "Nah, she was strong and she was doing the right thing the whole time,"
And
it's gonna be fucking unreal.
I won't
there's
watch
there's
behind
women in the
scenes.
chat. There's like
Oh.
9 of you who are gonna go. Listen, I get it, and we don't. And no, we don't.
Oh, look,
I mean,
we look.
Look.
Some women have
a.
a very tough time on their period, and I get that.
It's
However,
true. Some
yeah.
of us have married, and so I only have experience with my wife dealing with this. But her experience is not like it comes out of the blue. She can feel it building up, and it's on its way. And it's usually.
I
Kind
know
of like,
well enough
you-
not to talk about it.
Well, maybe I should shut up. Maybe I should because again, I only have a one kind of window into that thing. So yeah, moving on.
Moving on. My trade is in wool.
Bro,
And-
I love this shit. Like, well, can't we just shave the fucking sheep before we eat them? And it's like, well, that'll get you like 1 round of wool. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like You know, Aegon was better.
Yeah, but
Aegon was better. How he was like, he was really he was genuinely interested in the small folk, and he's like, you don't have to worry. It's just me. Let's have a chat. I thought those scenes were great.
I
with
loved
him.
when Otto
Yeah.
would slowly walk up the steps to be
Yep.
like, yeah, no, we can't do that.
And then he says something that Otto's like, fuck, I can't take that back, or that's gonna look really bad.
Yep.
And he slowly turns around again.
Yep.
I
Some
miss
of the
Otto.
comments from the women in the chat are funny. One says, "Woman in the chat, my menstrual cycle doesn't drop my IQ."
This is true.
It does change your patience level.
That doesn't
But,
affect
yeah.
IQ, but yeah, tolerance.
Tolerance
except-
level. Yes. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't give her a small cut or anything on the
They did
on the
not.
throne.
But they
I
looked like
thought
were kind of
because of
flirting
They were
with
what
it.
setting
on
it
the
up.
preview.
Yeah, I thought they were
set-
gonna.
Yeah, so they showed her hand on the throne. I'm like,
They
here we
seemed
go. We're
Very
getting it.
uncomfortable and like moving. But
Do you think they've?
now she technically was bleeding on the throne. Maybe that.
I was gonna
counts.
say, do you think that they changed it to that?
God.
Oh,
No,
really?
come on.
Really?
No, no way, no way.
Wait,
That's
wait.
a meme. That's
Hold
a
on.
meme.
I think they did.
Wait, hold on, Gary. So now that you say that, isn't the exact wording in the book like she sat and held court for hours and hours, and when she got up and left, there was a trail of blood following her?
Yeah, I believe so.
I could just be making it up.
No, people notice that there was blood, so
Right.
they made, George makes a point for them to say that there's people noticing that there was
It
blood
could
on
have
the
actually
throne.
changed that to
Please,
her fucking
no.
having her period.
Oh.
Dude,
I need to see behind the scenes on this
Oh,
one.
man.
I need to.
Whoa.
I bet they think they are so clever in doing that. They probably...
Dude, the show's over, man. It's done.
No, you can tell George is absent from this now. However you feel about
Wow.
George, you can absolutely tell he is
Show's finished.
completely absent. Yes, of course, of course.
It's
I-
done.
I've-
It had a good run. Two seasons.
Recently,
had
I've
a
watched.
good run.
He hasn't. He's had a terrible fucking run. I watch a lot of lore videos, and you can feel the people turning. Like there's some people who are still supporting it for sure, but there's people who are just losing hope.
well, we
now.
said last episode everyone draws their line differently.
Sometimes
But,
it takes
you
a
know,
while
we'll
to set in, and I'd say that it's much more normal to not have drawn it as early as perhaps Muller and I have, like right away. It's just that we've played these games before, okay?
I don't want to speak for all of them, but I certainly believe that they felt like they had a second life when House of the Dragon came along and it was successful in the first season, and then Night of the Seven Kingdoms were like, we're eating good, boys.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms is a fucking masterpiece compared to this. Like, it's not
Love it.
even.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
say
so-
that compared on its own.
you
it
know,
is.
Some of the lore
that's how
boys
it
are
is,
really
yeah.
mad with the flatulence. They're
Look,
really upset about that.
The problem is, look, the first season of the show was very good.
It was.
very good.
Yes.
Even some of the changes they made were very good. Now, in retrospect, some of the changes they made, we may not have known that they were going to turn out bad, like making it so between the relationship between Alicent and Rhaenyra and stuff like this. But some of the changes, like Viserys, were phenomenal.
Yep.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms first season, really fucking good.
Oh no, yeah, there's foreshadowing happening here.
I'm
at meta level.
worried.
Like,
I'm
Right.
worried
We-
about season 2, man.
yeah, where we go with season 2 is like, Jesus, please don't do this to me again.
George R. R. Martin announces that he's not working on it anymore.
Like,
It's like,
no,
all right.
George.
Had a falling out with Ira Parker.
Yeah, it's
Writes another
inevitable,
blog
dude.
post. Flatulence continues. She needs 500 golden dragons for the wool or for sheep. And they're like, hey, we don't have any food. We need to hunt. How about the Kingswood? Well, your forebears would really hate that. She's like, well, how about rabbits? You know. And Damon's like, fuck the small folk. Like,
Yep.
we all suffer in war. It's part of it.
Okay,
And
Government
again,
in
like now
transition.
we've.
so
It's
real
just a
quick,
useless
I did
council.
look it up. So
Okay.
in the historical chronicles, Septon Eustace noted that when Rhaenyra finally rose from the Iron Throne, multiple cuts were seen on her legs and the
Okay,
palm of
okay.
her left hand, with drops of blood falling to the floor.
So
There
they
you go.
can't. They'd have to just change it like blatantly to get over
Right.
that.
So that is not like
you still might be right though.
yeah, that is not like you couldn't justify without just saying we're changing things.
Yeah,
Because
well,
like
that-
when I thought, I'm like, fuck, maybe they have an out to be like
Well,
this.
that's
But,
after her taking King's Landing and spending the entire night getting everything sorted. Like,
Yeah.
So she was up until the morning getting everything sorted, and it was pretty sorted by the end.
And of course, just like everything else, there's like other accounts that are like, no, that's all bullshit. That's propaganda to try to say that she's not worthy.
So Bela is out looking for Sheep Stealer, which Damon has no idea who's on Sheep Stealer yet, but I'm sure he will find out when he goes flying.
Yeah, he's off now, so he won't even be an influence in King's Landing for the next fucking the rest of the season, probably.
Well, it's kind of a big deal that he's not going to be there now when this thing at Tumbleton is going down. Also, the fact that Damon's going to go to the Vale.
Yeah. He was happy about that. It was like...
He's happy about that because he fucking doesn't like Lady Jane. But also remember, his ex-wife, who he fucking killed, is from there.
Yeah.
A member of the Royces. So there could be a lot of like fucking baggage.
That's
like
the
Damon
wrong
doing.
person to send. I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's probably not
Another
a good person
shit decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, she didn't fucking have anybody else at this point, I guess, because she's abandoned everyone.
Oh,
I'd send Damon.
Well, I mean, for me, the reason
away.
I want Damon here is he's the last person who has a chance of making an intelligent decision, and now with him gone, it's just like a fucking disaster here.
Yeah. So
obviously, Corliss would be another, but he's out pretty much. So
he's out, and
well, Targaryen.
I did like that
No,
where he
that was
wanted to be a Targaryen.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
So they get knighted. Hugh
Gary,
and Adam.
Bro, I thought we were gonna get fucking the whole thing. So we still do not know what the full like knighthood spiel is. We only know a couple of the lines, and I fucking thought for a second we were gonna get all of them. Of course, no.
Nope.
We just got the ones we knew already.
Yep. Half-assed between three people at once, by the way.
Isn't there like a dub for every one of the seven?
Yes, you're supposed to. I like how he twisted his knife on Ulf a little bit when he was or his sword, sorry. I ordered my Dark Sister, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Can't wait.
Nice.
So yeah, it's Ulf the White, Hugh the Hammer, and Adam of Hull.
It's just like, oh my
real
God.
good move, Rhaenyra.
That's not gonna have repercussions. And then Sarah has to be like, yeah, there will be repercussions. Like, no, you don't. Okay.
Another thing before I forget, they were on the God's Eye.
Really? Officially?
Yes, they were officially on the God's Eye when they were hanging out in the Riverlands.
That's probably all we're gonna get of Adam there then, which sucks.
Insane. That's insane because there's deep lore in the book that you cannot go to the God's Eye. That is not a place you can go. It's guarded by the green men, the old gods.
And you could argue that's why Alice kind of sent them away, I suppose, or whatever. But I really was hoping we'd get more considering we saw fucking green men.
Well, because there's a big scene between the green men and another character that's kind of important later on. So
I forgot to mention it when they were having dinner. Bro, when Corliss is like, something you may have guessed already, but these are my sons. And she's like, I wouldn't have guessed, but now I can see it. It's like, yeah, they're fucking black. What do you fucking mean?
That was one of the first chats I saw in the chat. Like, man, no idea those were Corliss's sons. Oh, Westeros is retarded. That explains a lot. Everybody's supposed to be retarded, Mahler. Yay. So they get knighted in the weakest way possible. They're going to burn all the high tower stuff. And they're all sirs, and they need a place to live. And he was like, hey, my lady wife is in Tumbleton. Wow, wonder why they're bringing that up.
And you set it up in episode 3 and then pay it off in episode 3, man.
Yep.
That's good writing.
Well, so they because I forget it was last season when they were talking and she was kind of begging to not like she didn't want him to go get a dragon and all this shit. She talked about her family in Tumbleton. And even then I like I feel like we talked about this, Gary, then, where something could happen in Tumbleton. Throw all this into a fucking
I see what
tizzy.
they're doing, and I still like it better than what they did in the book. So
Yeah.
I'll give him this.
I
I'll
agree.
give him that one. That he is an interesting character that we don't see enough of, and I'd rather have, like, if you're gonna make up stuff for Hugh the Hammer than Massaria, please.
Yeah,
I would give him the points for irony that out of these three, it might actually turn out the two that betray aren't even going to be Ulf. Like, because got strong reason now for the other two that's been properly generated. I don't know why I said properly.
You're British.
No, I mean it's
Means
not
it's there.
properly.
Done
They've been
properly.
generated.
I know. Let's jump ahead a little bit. So yeah, he needs a place to stay. My lady wife is at Tumbleton.
Luther Largent, that's his name. Finally
Yes,
came to
thank
me.
you. Yeah, that was just brain farting on
Yeah, I've
that
been,
one.
I've been thinking about it for 30 minutes.
And she's like, I am very busy. I will get to it as soon as I can. Then she sits down, and Allison wants to talk to her again and said, I'm really sorry. I was a little short with you.
Was it? Was there a rumor that she's going to put Allison on her council?
Yeah, there was a rumor. Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Really?
correct reaction for any good stuff.
Yes. And that could still very much happen.
That's
This
what
is
this.
set
No,
up
that's
for
what
it.
this felt like.
Yeah.
When I was watching this,
No,
I was
you're right.
thinking.
You're totally
Oh,
right. Yeah.
I was thinking, hang on, are they trying to set up her being a counselor now?
Yeah, I put up a post like 2 months ago and I heard that rumor. I'm like, if this is true, this show's fucked.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Dude,
Headache
it's
inducing,
so
man.
dumb. Hey, let's put our enemy on the council. That she's
But
prisoner this whole time, by the way.
She's a woman, and they want to give the character representation, basically.
I think they just want to keep Allison in the story.
Yeah.
Do you think Damon would be okay with her letting Allison on the fucking council?
Hence booting him into the Vale, as far as I can see. There's too many things about Damon's character that just a lot of the events in the stupid show can't happen. So one, we have to nerf him, and two, we have to get him out.
Yep. Your biggest star, the people, the one actor and character now that everybody goes to this show to watch. Yeah, there'll be a bunch of people on Twitter
longer than he's supposed to.
Yeah,
like
yes. And there's a bunch of people on Twitter and Reddit who will say they're here for Allison Rhaenyra. Most people are watching Matt Smith. Let's be fucking real.
I saw this story from somebody on Twitter who's like, I met Matt Smith at like a party in LA or something. I went up and I told him that like his Daemon Targaryen is like my favorite depiction of any Song of Ice and Fire ever. And that like Matt Smith came and he's like, that's awesome. Tell me why. And he like explained everything that he loves about Daemon from the books and how he portrays that. And he ended it with, and I too am a second son. And Matt Smith apparently like hugged him and like shook him by the shoulders and like grabbed a bunch of drinks and was like, to second sons. And they like partied all night.
That's
or
awesome.
something.
Hail
It sounded like a
Mary.
really cool story.
He just sounds like a legend every time you hear anything about him.
Yep.
And he's such a good actor too, which is a pretty great bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, there was a clip going around of I don't know what show it is, but it's where actors go and sit and they're dressed like royalty, like with this other girl dressed like royalty. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I
I
know
saw
what
a
you're talking
clip
about.
from that.
I know
The
what
clip
you're
from that's
saying,
funny as fuck.
Yeah, and someone's like, you know, Keanu Reeves says that he's a really big fan of you, and he was watching Morbius on a plane, and Matt Smith's like, "Are you fucking serious, Keanu?" Like, just going crazy that Keanu Reeves is a fan of him, and he's like, she's like, "Well, what do you watch on planes?" He's like, "Not fucking Morbius."
It's been long enough. He can say it.
I think he can, and he's good career-wise. So they have a conversation. Is it really that important?
I mean, she
There's-
just says you're gonna end up doing things that are against your character. Like you're gonna
I guess so.
compromise, and she's like, "I don't think I will." And she's like,
Yeah,
And Allison's right. Like, yeah.
you're gonna go evil and crazy. She's like, I don't think I will. It's like, you will though. It's like, no,
You will.
You will though. It's like, all right.
You just asked me what I think based on my
I-
perspective, and I just told you.
Which is like, my dad didn't go crazy. Just like, he was so crazy. You have no idea. Just shut up. It's like, yeah, all right, fair enough.
Then Damon
And she's telling Rhaenyra something that Damon's been trying to tell her too, that like Viserys, like, no, Viserys wasn't a good ruler. Like, He just
Yeah.
wasn't.
He just
lived
put off
in his
all the
own fucking
conflicts.
land.
He
Yeah.
didn't solve situations as fast as he needed to, and he inherited like major peace times, right? So it lasted for a good while. But like, that's not to say that he didn't do anything useful or good. He was a good people person, you know. It's like, he helped grease the wheels of people being happy with each other. He had some feasts, some jousts. Oh,
And she's like, "What would your father do? Hold a banquet?" And it's kind of right, you know. Not the banquet she held, but
No, not that one.
yeah.
No.
Like, I
Well-
actually think Viserys would have handled that the nobles here better than she does. Here.
Yes. So
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, like I feel like Viserys would have handled her episode here better. Like all of these problems better. He was really shit when it came to like, oh, two factions are killing each other right now. He'd be like, I don't know. But if it came to like smaller shit, I assume he would be much more prepared than she is.
I think that a lot of Viserys' successes are due to who he had helping him, and that was Otto and Lionel Strong.
Again, though, isn't that like a problem?
Part of a
that
good
he
leadership
has?
is
yeah.
putting the right people around
That's
you,
what I'm saying.
But
Like,
but on the other hand, so Otto's of two ways, right? Otto is a really good hand of the king, but he also put his ambitions ahead of some things that were good for
yes.
He was
right,
massively self-serving, and
right.
So, it was like
and it's not to say that everything he did was bad for the realm. A lot of things he did was very good for the realm, and a lot of the advice was good for the realm. But he slipped in there things that were very self-serving, and that did intentionally cause, you know, rifts between Viserys and Daemon, and all these things to get what he wanted at the end of the day, which was his bloodline on the throne. So
yeah, it's like you'll make the world a better place for as long as it's benefiting him and his family.
Yeah,
basically.
Right. Whereas Lionel Strong was like, he seemed to have all the right intentions.
Yeah.
And obviously to the point where he felt like he had to leave because of the embarrassment that this thing would cause, like him and the king and everything.
Yep. All right. So there's a couple conversations, and then we get to the feast with the nobles and merchants, not high lords or anything, and she serves them rats.
They are rats. I thought they were. I was like,
Because during the petitioning, the small folks said, you know, all the nobles like hoarded their food and left us with nothing, right? So Rhaenyra's gonna score points with small folk by feeding the rich people rats and having the gold cloaks take their food and redistribute it.
This is such a self-inflicted stuff. Like genuinely, all she needed to do was ask them. And it's like, look, you'll curry favor with the small folk. The blockade is lifted. I'll be able to, you know, reimburse you and stuff like that. And I don't think no one in that room would have said no. Like, they're not idiots. And so that's all it would have taken. But then she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to forcefully take it, insult you as well. And if you don't like it, I'll kill you. It's like,
yep.
Way to make friends, Rhaenyra.
Hey, at least they found some more rat catchers.
I thought she was gonna poison them.
I initially thought that too.
In this scene, I like, you saw them like swirling the wine and like hovering on the wine and stuff like that. I'm like, is she really like? Have we gone like full blown like Daenerys going crazy, kill everybody right here? I mean, like that's what I thought.
Is this too aggressive for how they've shown her character so far? Or do you think this is in line with her overcompensating and trying to be, I have to be like a man kind of thing?
As far as like,
the wrong guy,
the book is concerned?
Oh, just the character that they've shown in so far. Because she's usually tried to be somewhat diplomatic, even though she gets offended when people tell her no, and then she offends people out of her stupidity and stuff like that. This is a very aggressive action.
It's hard to say her character's consistent in any way.
I know, because it's just, this easily could have been, she could have achieved what she wanted through basic diplomacy. And I mean basic, not hard, but she decides to go full wrecking ball, aggressive approach. So much so I actually think it's even perhaps out of line with who they've shown the character to be so far. She's been consistently stupid, but she usually has been also consistently not as aggressive. Like, she has been reluctant to go scorched earth, but now she is. It's like, okay.
And we get this whole gobbledy socialist communist manifesto about fucking the haves and the have-nots, and and all of this
From
shit.
a monarch.
And it's from a monarch who, by the way, is like already ordered the lords to fucking pay tribute to her and all this shit to fill their coffers.
Yeah.
And it's something, again, it's this desperate, and it's Mysaria like telling her that you need the people on your side. And she's like LARPing as this person who actually does truly care about the people when all she really cares about is like getting their goodwill, not actually caring about them.
Yep.
Like that's what it is. Whereas it's funny because it does feel like Aegon, and maybe it's just the performances by Tom Glencarney versus Emma Darcy. It feels like Aegon certainly wants to be liked, but he also seems more genuine in his efforts to like do what they want, as opposed to Rhaenyra, who feels like she's LARPing and trying to do the right thing. Like even the way that she's talking up there, like trying to do the right thing, to make it seem like she really cares about the small people. But this, like, yeah, I mean, Daemon's right. Short term, sure, congratulations. But long term, these are not people. When you have so few real allies right now, and it's so tenuous, these are not the people you want to piss off, including fucking the Nomad here.
Torn Manderley.
So this goes back again to the things we were having issues with in season 2. You remember when she delivered the huge like set of material, like loads of food to the people at King's Landing? It was like, yeah, I get it as a move, but like they are aware of who's controlling the blockade, right? Like
that's what he mentions.
And back in season 2, it was like, well, I don't know, maybe like there was a lot of ways to try and make that clear. It's like, and now they're locking that in as like we're threatening you with that. It's like, oh, all right then, yeah, I guess there you go.
So he said, well played. And maybe they'll forget that you were the ones who had the blockade out there.
Yeah.
So he might be a little trouble until, the North shows up. We'll see.
What they seem to be implying is that he might like hit the stores, because she says, yeah, and we're taking your stuff too. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. That gave the impression that he might have most of his stuff hidden in another location. But
I would have thought a lot of them do, like stockpiles and stuff.
Yep. And House Manderley is rich. So next conversation. So we have
clearly
Daemon and Rhaenyra. Daemon's like, we could take Dorne. We could take they're not in a position to take jack shit right now. They shouldn't even be thinking about Dorne. It's weird that he's bringing this up. It feels like old honestly. Daemon. It's not the Daemon who's progressed over the last few seasons. So I just thought this was all weird.
Well, so I do still think that like Daemon, with his visions, he's even more certain than ever that the Targaryens are destined for greatness.
Yes.
Right? That they are destined to be the ones that are supposed to be in charge. So it doesn't surprise me that he's like, we are other beings. We are like, we do deserve this. This is supposed to be
talking
ours.
About
but they don't have the even with their dragons they have right now. This is not really feasible. And that's what I mean by
he would understand that they need armies.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like Daemon is half right in the things he's saying and half wrong, and Mysaria is half right and half wrong. With like, they're both of them have severe flaws in what they're prioritizing right now,
and it just feels like forced drama to me. Anyway,
so Gary, you've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
That's right.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's pretty embarrassing line.
That's a horrible line. That's the one that got me. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Daemon saying that. So she orders him to the Vale to get rid of Daemon again. And I mean, that is important for future things. But now she's going to be basically alone with Mysaria.
Yep.
We have an empire unassailable. We are gods, stylus like gods.
Do you think that in the next episode, if Rhaenyra does something outlandish and ends up burning a bunch of people in Tumbleton or attacking Tumbleton, a bunch of people die or whatever, do you think that turns Mysaria against her? Like Mysaria is portrayed as she would have always been loyal, but she's harming the small people, and that turns Mysaria against her?
The thing is, like, I'm so curious what happens in episode 4 now, because it's apparently it's got to be the episode that made Grace think that Rhaenyra is awesome. It's like burning a bunch of people. I don't know.
Oh, wouldn't it be so funny?
Yeah, you don't know what Grace likes.
No,
Yeah,
that's
some
the thing.
people like the
It can-
Rainies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But if,
All right.
I like what I'm saying is like could happen would be a quasi Danny the Bells fucking episode.
Yeah, I mean that's
Mhm.
we don't want to
Which-
give away too much, but
I don't know. Were there people that like thought that was awesome?
I think so. Like on the first few days and maybe a few weeks, there was some people celebrating the shit of it. But like, God, that rattled the fan base like nothing I've ever seen.
You know, though, like if Grace loved it so much, there might be this underlining narrative that she will do this horrible thing and it's not going to be her fault. She was fooled into it or something like that. For her to once again avoid accountability.
all right. So next scene, she gives out some food to the small folk, and it's a gesture, and it's great. And not the scene, but it's the gesture.
Why was
itself.
like if
and then-
Mysaria is the like Lord of Spies or whatever that is, right? Why is she in this open, position in the public,
Right there.
right
Pause.
next
Go
to the
back a little
queen?
bit.
It's like she would be in the shadows. Like the fact that she was there with her, handing out the food. It's like as her second, like that should have been Damon or someone really important, not freaking Mysaria.
with one guard? Listen, and she didn't have any Kingsguard around her. It's crazy.
it
Oh,
was,
So Mysaria with
this-
her, and she goes, "You're buried in your grief." Again, telling us what she's thinking.
Yeah. There's so many major problems. The smaller shit I've almost like stopped caring to mention, like Kingsguard or protection or how Mysaria is just, it's gone way worse. Like she's just involved in fucking everything, and it feels like it's been elevated so fast.
Yep.
And like Gary said, a lot of her lines are just telling everybody what Rhaenyra is feeling because it's got to justify changes coming up even more, like crazy decisions.
I feel no grief. I feel nothing. So they have this boring conversation. Then we go to Alicent and Rhaenyra, and they're gonna send Darren to the wall. She tells Alicent that she's gonna send Darren to the wall. She's not gonna kill him, but although she sits there and thinks about it for a second.
Yeah.
And then tells
Oh,
Al.
God.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we got to do the scene. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, God.
So she has one final conversation with Corlys, who's like, legitimize my sons, and she's like, I can't do it. I can't do it because of the perception of the realm with my sons, and it would just be bad right now, and I've got to worry about that. And he's like, are you fucking kidding
I know.
me?
His reaction is actually super on point. It's like,
Yeah.
but they are bastards, you idiot. Like that perception is justified, and you lied about it. And they're just
And
like,
I
"And
covered
won't
for your
even
lie.
crap me."
I
Yeah.
accepted one as my heir for Driftmark. I've high tide is burnt. I sacrificed half of my fucking fleet.
My wife is gone. My
lost
like
everything.
my son is
This-
gone. My
is
daughter
what I
is
mean.
gone. Yeah.
Rhaenyra knows all of these things. It's like,
What do you think he's gonna say?
is gonna happen?
Okay, yeah, no, that's chill. That's all good. It's like, dude, you have to do this. Sorry, you have to. You got no choice.
It's
Why
not
wouldn't
even.
you want to
It's
do this?
whatever,
for him?
dude. Like,
He's-
they'll spread a rumor that I bet. It's like, yeah, dude, you got bigger problems
So?
right now than fucking rumors of your hand having bastards. Who fucking
You know what the
cares?
big problem is? If he was like, dude, fuck you now. I'm working against you.
I know,
I'm your
right?
enemy.
That would be what I feel would be the natural fallout of this. This is
That's
such
what
a
should
significant
happen.
slight that he would be like, screw you forever now. Especially what he said is technically worthy of death. He should know that. Like by saying that, that's cutting all the possible ties, really. He says it publicly for other people to hear. And
he
so,
screams it in front
Well,
of
it's just like
everybody.
what his brother did. that got
Like
his
your
head
son
cut off.
Jaceres lived and died a bastard. He's screaming it just like his brother did. You're right in episode 8.
And there's people in the
Even
background
those
looking.
guys in the
Yeah.
background. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I fucking loved seeing Corlys fucking scream the shit at her. Finally,
Wait, this is one of those
But-
situations where the Corlys side is top tier. I'm fine with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know where you go from here now.
I think they
Well-
nerf Corlys and send
This-
them back to.
I think
No,
what
guys,
might
this-
happen.
We know this. Whenever some crazy decision happens for writing, it's going to justify another crazy thing. And
Well,
it's probably going to be
there's a
Corlys betraying her.
Thing that happens later, and they might be doing it sooner. So
I think that Corlys and Alan might fuck off and leave, and Adam stays.
Yep.
That's my guess, but I don't know.
Yep. But it feels like they're getting rid of him too, which sucks because the scene's good until they cut away from it, like right after he calls all her sons bastards. They go, okay, next
nothing
scene, it's like,
happened there.
wait a minute.
It's like how can we just pretend like that ended with nothing more? That's like so annoying.
I don't know if it's got a fucking French name for this technique, but like when you have a scene with a huge amount of drama in a story and they cut off the final, let's say, response or answer because we're going to see a scene later that tells us what the end of the scene was. It's like, okay, I can get the value of that, but this was crazy to have him yell in front of everybody that his sons are bastards and that she's basically stabbing in the back. He's her hand and he represents like a significant portion of power on the map for her and all the sacrifices he's made. It's like all this shit that it's like, anyway.
No, seriously.
Whoa.
Seriously. Like, how could she allow him to remain as the hand after a statement like that? Which, like, that statement is a statement of treason. It delegitimizes her heirs, the claim, like so much, and that's the hand saying it. That is such a drastic.
I think
thing.
he's gone. I think he's gone at this point.
He would have to be fired. That's the only.
He'd have to turn on her or be gone
executed.
or executed. Yeah, which they won't do. So this is the scene where they're going to basically Alicent tells out we're going to take Darren, send him to the wall, and I want you to see him before you go.
Which we knew, it's so fucking obvious. Sarah has probably like, this will be clever. This is gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You just wait.
Well, I thought they were going to be clever, Mueller.
Yeah, I thought that this might not even give us the payoff because Alicent doesn't even know what the kid necessarily looks like.
No. She's seen him once in 5 years. So she sees the kid, and then she immediately, instead of doing the smart thing, which would be, oh, this is totally my son. Come here, baby boy. Give me a hug. She just lets Alicent know right away.
Immediately gives his son up. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, she doesn't say anything. It's like she's like, you don't know this boy, so she's intuiting it, but she does make it obvious. Like
she
really
shakes her head. Yeah, she's she gives him up.
And then
yeah,
she's
right
like,
there.
right there. That's where she. And it's like,
she doesn't like her kids.
No. Well, she's self-preservation through.
Well, I saw one of the things like with Boromir and Faramir. It's like we don't favor our children, and it's got Helena in a huge picture, and then the rest of her kids in tiny pictures. So this kid was basically coerced into doing this. They were going to hang his mom. His mom's a merchant, so that's why he hasn't been saying anything. They dyed his hair.
Blanched hair.
Bleached, wasn't it?
No, they didn't say bleached. It was specifically like
really.
I
remember
a different word. If you pull up the subtext, it says like blanched or blenched hair.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a medieval technology that would do that.
Well, they could dye hair back.
Blenched, there it is.
Yeah. Blenched my hair.
They absolutely could.
I always have the subtitles pulled up because I can't understand half the time because my ears are bad.
Now it probably
wouldn't. The thing is, like, my point is
they don't get right to the roots. I'm guessing, but I don't know.
But medieval dye, like, it's not modern dye.
No.
Like you would be able to. There'll be far more tells, and it wouldn't look as consistent.
But you don't dye to make it lighter, right?
Like,
you bleach to make it lighter.
You got to bleach to whiten it.
You dye it to make it darker.
So Darren was the one with red hair in the earlier episode.
Yes.
When that message came with the guy who smelled like shit. So they blenched my hair, blah, blah, blah. I was like, are they going to kill the kid? What are they going to do?
I thought there was a chance she fucking goes and like fucking orders his head off anyway, right here.
So they're setting up Ormond to be kind of the big bad.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll start liking him.
Yeah. I don't hate the actor's good. The actor's really good. So
and he looks fucking awesome.
His armor's the shit.
His armor is fucking awesome.
Absolutely the shit. So
this is so funny.
Oh, this is the dumbest line. What game does he play? I don't know.
The Game of Thrones.
I was. Somebody should have said that. The Game of Thrones, my lady.
Could have been Luther Largent.
There's
Yeah.
there's a line in here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get it on screen, so I'm not sure where it is. But she says, like, did he think I would not find out? It's like, yes, he would have assumed you'd find out. Hair grows. That's just inevitable.
Go back to Orman like, this bitch hasn't found out yet.
Yeah, he probably is
Fucking
impressed
idiot.
it took
Hey,
this
we're halfway
long.
to Tumbleton. They still don't
Yeah,
know.
they still don't know.
I mean, if they did what Damon said and executed the kid right away without showing him to Allison, he would have gotten away with it at this point. It's just like,
Well, but they never should have been at this
I know.
point.
Yeah.
So what I think was that Orman assumed that they would bring him back and kill him.
Yep.
Right. So that's what I think
Good
Orman
assumption.
thought. And that's what he told the kid, even if they like burn you with dragons, all this shit, that he assumed that the kid would be dead by now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he lucked out because everyone's stupid. That's just how it
Well,
goes.
I'm not saying that he lucked out. Like, the fact that his plan even got discovered is kind of crazy out of their stupidity. Like, realistically, he would expect them to just take him back and execute him, and they would never find out anything.
Realistically, they never
Yeah.
would have passed the test.
I know. He lucked out when Damon just decided to take him back and not say, get on your
Damon's
dragon
an
and fly
idiot
back
now.
with this. Because, yeah, they.
Yeah.
What game does he play?
What
It's
game
brought up
does he
ag-
play?
It gets brought up again, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a dragon keeper at the gate, and he is the lone survivor of Tumbleton. And Orman Hightower has taken Tumbleton with Daron, who landed his dragons within the walls. And now all the women and children of the town. I mean, this is pretty hardcore for a Hightower, by the way. This is
Yeah,
very
I-
hardcore for a Hightower, which is supposed to be a very noble house who is connected with the Maesters. So this is like some fucking Lannister shit he's doing.
Which dragon are they? Did they use to do it?
Tisarion,
Tisarion.
Who's
Daron's dragon.
That's the one
Daron's
at the
dragon.
beginning.
The one
The
that
little
they
one
kept.
from the
The
one that-
beautiful blue she dragon.
The one
Tisarion.
Chad that you said, how could they leave that dragon with
I
the
know.
enemy?
I'm like,
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Turns out they shouldn't have left the dragon.
Turns out they shouldn't have.
The thing is,
Sure,
this all
it's like,
happens in the book, but you didn't need to do the bullshit before that, which makes Rhaenyra look completely retarded.
Right. So I have
And Damon.
questions about
And Damon.
the dragon keepers. Like, is this a dragon keeper who is watching after Tisarion?
And why is he coming back to her? Like, I do
Right,
have questions. How
and-
fast did he get down there?
Yeah, Tumbleton's a ways away.
God.
Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like there was a plot point that we never got resolved because if I feel like didn't the dragon keepers kind of all
Walk out on
fucking
her.
leave and rebel when
Because of the
Rhaenyra
dragon
let
seeds.
everybody do that dragon claiming shit?
No, you are correct. That's what happened.
And I feel like we saw them last episode, I suppose, like helping like unload Jace and all of that stuff. And like now we have a dragon rider. So a dragon keeper. So what happened to heal that rift? Is it just because she's queen now and there's like no one else to go to? I don't understand why the dragon keeper still don't have a problem with Rhaenyra after what we saw. I feel like that's really unresolved.
Yeah, I don't know why this dragon keeper would come down from Tumbleton. Well, whose dragon was he keeping?
Well, how else is she going to find out?
Tisarion is the only
Harry?
thing that makes sense.
Yeah, so why would he betray
I don't know.
the small folk?
Oh, maybe
He's
it's a
dragon keeper.
maybe it's a ruse.
Maybe it's a ruse. Maybe it is. So they burn the Hightower stuff, which is symbolism.
Yeah, look at this symbolism.
Symbolism.
Yeah, look, she's looking on here and just wow, yeah, crazy.
Oh,
What's she gonna do?
and
I
Reddit
don't
goes,
really care
she's
anymore."
fierce. You go, girl.
I think she's gonna burn.
She's gonna burn. We gotta get to the people right now. Not a good episode, but apparently everything rallies next episode.
Okay.
Um,
Well, Sarah has is out, so
Yeah, I don't know who writes-
horizon.
Well, Condell wrote the first one.
Yeah. mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, 2 and 3, I think were worse than 1.
Yes. Corliss is killing it this season. Poor guy's just getting, like Damon, just getting nerfed. Absolutely nerfed. All right. Again, sorry, I'm in the middle of a video, so I got to kind of buzz through this one. We can take our time next week. Brian Townsend for 20. Thank you very much, Brian. Shad, how much aura does Lord Orman have? with all that drip and Riz. I kept hoping that Jake McCain and Officer Moreno were going to show up and put all these people in check. Darren has to be fake. Yes. Oh, yes. That super chat came in like before the show started, I believe, or before our show started while the show was going on.
Mm-hmm.
The fake Dayron leak has been out there for months.
Yeah, it has. Shad, what are your comments on the drip and the Riz and the aura? Is he
I think
gone?
he's gone.
I agree, though. I also like that he looks down upon fucking other people. Like that guy, the smelly guy, he just immediately takes that fucking like smell of whatever it is to get that out of his nose. I like women.
Yep.
I like people who look down on other people.
Relatable.
I miss Otto, says Spooky Maze for $49.99. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We miss Otto too.
Yeah.
Horrible person. Not a good guy. But nobody is. But one of the anchor actors for the show, and they just keep losing them.
Do you think that the whole Otto scene feels different if we see it as the finale of season 2 as opposed to 2 years later?
Maybe.
Oh,
Like,
I think
I've been thinking about that,
bit,
and although it still feels like a waste and stuff, I feel like it doesn't seem so like what the fuck is even the point of that if that's at the end of the season as opposed to waiting 2 years and wondering what's happening next until we see that.
I think I still would have said, it's like, dude, you had him. Why he's in the black cell? Couldn't you just put him in like a few episodes before instead of the whole season?
Yeah.
Seems like a
Well, he
waste.
should have been there too. But Reese E-Fans has some words.
Both sides are genocidal, crazy war criminals. So I think we should all enjoy seeing how they die.
Except for
True.
you, buddy. Except for you, buddy. Excuse me. Solar Dragon for 20 says the show was dead when it ruined B and C in the book, Blood and Cheese from the books. Damon purposefully targets Aegon, Helena's sons, and she goes mad with grief and guilt. They neutered that just so Saint Rhaenyra and the Blacks wouldn't look too bad. I'm wondering if that was part of their motivation. I can believe that completely. Because they're clearly rooting for a side still, which is kind of a mistake, a big mistake. And you can tell. And even people who are supporting the show are, especially book fans. Book fans are like, I'm still kind of liking the show, but this is a really bad adaptation. So that's kind of what we're getting from them. Poor guys. It's all right. You can just read Preston Jacobs fan fiction. Foxy Scorpio for $49.99. Marco Polo recorded an old Asian legend. He was told Alexander's warehouse, I almost said whorehouse, how do I say this? Bucephalus, a hulking black stallion. Hulking black stallion, guys. Sired and heired of unicorns. The unicorns were owned by a royal family and died in the family civil war. Think old lazy fatso Red Polo? Oh, yes, I actually do. I think he draws from a lot of history and
no doubt. Song of Ice and Fire is pulled from a bunch of real life history, other tales, inspired by other stuff. Doesn't make it not an awesome story though.
No. It's kind of fanfic. There's so much drawn from Lord of the Rings and Elric in particular.
Or the Roses, obviously.
War of the Roses, Elric, Lord of the Rings, a little bit of Dune. There's a lot of things in this. A lot of H.P. Lovecraft, things that George liked.
Yeah.
A lot of influences.
It's a herd of unicorns, by the way, Gary.
Did I say herd? Hard?
You said like hair or something.
Herd?
A harem of unicorns.
A harem, maybe. Yeah.
It's a harem of unicorns. From Solar Dragon for 20 says Book Rhaenyra is a fat, jealous, spiteful woman who has Vaemond fed to Syrax, refuses to dine with the low-born dragon seeds, and wants the throne because daddy promised it to her. The show version is total whitewashing. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, like yes and no. There are parts where she's completely selfish and she only wants the throne because she believes, it was promised to her and stuff like that. It's just that the writers, they are trying to make her sympathetic in the protagonist, but it's contradicted by the elements where they have remained true to that, where she's an awful, selfish idiot. And so
there's no way Sunfire is actually dead, right?
I think Sunfire is dead
so many times. There's no way.
Nettles.
Like they've told us that Sunfire is dead so many times. It seems like there's no other option other than it's just a constant red herring, and he's actually alive.
They lie. She seems to be the most honest person in the story.
What if she saw? I don't know.
Do you think she's trying to keep people away from looking for Sheep Stealer and finding her sister?
Maybe she saw fucking Maylee's corpse. I don't fucking know.
It just feels weird that
size.
Dead and decaying, right? Is what
Damon
says. She's like, really dead and decaying. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just I feel because we have now heard that Sunfire is dead like 5 fucking times.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And I just don't believe it.
Sunfire cannot be dead.
I'll
tell you why Sunfire cannot be dead, because there's a part in the show that is recounted by Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
Well,
I will say
it's a red herring.
I'm not just saying because it's in the book. I'm saying that because it's in the show, that it has to.
And
Joffrey,
by the way,
that
in Game of Thrones,
James Gunn had his characters in Superman tell us 5 times over that the Jor-El shit was true, and people were like, it's not, to the point we had to answer it in an interview as well. There have been times, like, unfortunately, they might just say, oh yeah, Joffrey he just recalled it a little bit different than it actually happened. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Jeez, wept.
Oh, I'm looking at the preview for next episode, and there's a dragon corpse shown.
Ooh,
could you show the frame? Could you share the frame of that? And I'll read this real quick. Drew Suzel for 30 says, Gary, I've been THC free for 2 weeks after being a daily user for 10 years. And congrats to you, by the way. Hail, get off that THC. And congrats, you were right about the one thing I disagree with you on. THC is fully out of my system yet, and isn't out of my system fully yet, and my life is unimaginably better. See? Cloud your brain more than that too. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I think weed makes you dull.
We don't like alcohol either, Gary.
No, I don't. See, I'm a little biased.
You're anti-fun, basically.
I am anti-fun.
Here's that screenshot. That's
Maylee's, right?
That's Maylee's.
That's Maylee's.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is the preview, and all right, if that's Maylee's, then yeah, red herring.
But how would Bela? Oh yeah, so they are there. I'm telling you, like,
surely we get the answer next episode then for certain, right?
They're walking
you
up
have to
yep, and look,
they're close. So Sunfire might still be alive, and maybe Bela was mistaken.
Yep, I reckon that, like, if they specifically seen a rotting dragon, and then the rotting dragon they show next episode is Maylee's one, is like, okay.
The thing is, how would Bela mistake her grandmother's
Maylee's versus Sunfire? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Sunfire is just fucking laying there, fucking like wings battered and shit. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I've just been saying, like, they've been telling us so much that I just can't believe that it's actually real.
In that promo, by the way, they show Hugh's wife very, very deliberately at Templeton. It's just like,
she's fine. She's gonna be fine. Rye Bread for $9.99 says, this show, we waited 2 years for this. What? And it's all feminism bullshit. Even my mom was mocking Rhaenyra, saying she's so weak and acts decapitated because she got her period. More ruined IP. Yeah, that's an interesting choice that they decided to highlight in that.
What are they trying to say by that as well? It's like she's making all these bad choices, and are they blaming it because she's that time of the month? You know, like
that'll make women happy. I mean, they
Yeah.
I
love
always
hearing
said
that
we
when
should never have a
say it.
female. I always said we should never have a female president because we'll go to war once a month.
Yeah.
Now, hell, at this point in time, that's anybody, not just a woman.
Straight out of Flea Bottom for $9.99. I hated the way they depicted Rhaenyra being overwhelmed, among other things that do not fit the vibe of the show. Like this show felt like CW at times. Kind of want the high towers back already. Hail. I like Orman.
Dude, it's funny. I was just looking at the comments on the promo, and it's like Meleese's remains just rotting there. And someone else says, it's not rotting, it's been partially eaten by a certain dragon. Then someone else is like, no, that dragon's dead. They've confirmed. So then someone else is like, no, they're mistaken. Then someone else is like, why would they claim it so definitively? If it's like, basically the fans are definitely discussing this one.
Yes,
Like,
yes, that'll be interesting. Drew Sewell for 10 says Mahler and Friggy. I've noticed that you two still use words amount and number wrong. Amount is for continuous numerical value, and number is a statistic value. Is 5 years not enough time? Static value, because I can't read. Is 5 years not enough time? Shake my head.
I do still edit that on my scripts when I redraft, that I use those numbers. I use those words out of order. But at the same time, fucking everybody here uses colloquial language that's just wrong. So it's like, oh well, we do our best.
For it.
Or just language that's wrong.
Constantly evolves.
Yes.
From awful.
Vermithor for $10 says hail to Papa Incel and his brave knights. Hail to the incels. They did a good job showing how the queen isn't up for this. I just fear the changes they did from the book will prevent this show from sticking the landing. Oh, they're going to make up their own ending on this one. There might be elements, but they are making up their own ending. They've already made that very clear with the decisions they made. That's the butterfly effect that George was talking about. What stuck in my craw was they said there was no gold to administrate the realm. Feudalism means the lords use their revenues of their land to administer them, so the crown doesn't have to.
They're specifically talking about King's Landing.
Yeah.
And they did make that pretty clear where she's like, if I can't even run the city, like, how can I run a fucking continent? Because that's what they're worried about is like this city and maintaining everything at the city.
Rhaenyra the Cruel for $1.99. Corley's was right. Again, another sad disappointment. And then for $9.99, it's timely that it happens when the show turns to shit. Unfortunately, next week will be the last time I can show up live. I'm shipping out to Korea for 2 years, so I'll be working when it comes out. Well, dude, safe travels.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, milady, safe travels. We will miss you, Rhaenyra the Cruel.
Yeah, have a good time while you're there if you can.
Be well. So I'm assuming South Korea, right? Not going to North Korea.
Yeah.
just checking. I think Rhaenyra is shown as incompetent but not evil. She is overwhelmed and lacks the capability to overcome that. This show is really flawed, but I don't think we are meant to root for her. It says Raymond.
I think they really want us to root for Rhaenyra at this point.
I think they are. They're setting her up for her turn. I think that is definitely happening.
I think the show's taken turns and with some characters, and maybe they're going to do that with her as well. Like, look, you're supposed to fucking hate Aegon, right?
Yes.
You're supposed to fucking hate Aegon early on. And, you know,
and Alicent. You're supposed to hate Alicent.
Mm-hmm. And, like, at times, right? And then things change. They've done that with a lot of the characters. And, you know, midway through season 4 or season 2, you're like, fuck, you know, Aegon, he's kind of a fucking asshole. He's totally not prepared to rule, but I kind of feel for him. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to do these things. He gets burnt by, betrayed by his brother and burnt to a fucking crisp. And he's sitting there through no fault of his own. He was a pawn in this fucking game that his mother and grandfather were playing.
Yep. Orange Soda for $10 says, Gary, I hear you're getting into 40K. I recommend the YouTube channel Major Kill. He's batshit Aussie that cranks out 20-minute lore videos. They're absolutely hilarious and vague enough to not spoil anything. I'll check them out. I'm not worried about spoilers.
Isn't he the guy that did a hit piece on Arch really disingenuously?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's some history there.
Uh-oh.
And I like Arch. Arch is
you like Arch, but yeah, who knows? I'm starting the Horus Heresy, so wish me luck. Orange soda for $5. You'll probably pick up what you need to know from the lore through enough osmosis. Watch, don't listen. The visuals, or watch, don't listen. The visuals help. Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chats. WG Actual for $10. What the fuck is up, WG? How you doing, brother? At least the scene where Lord Erling Haaland scored his second goal was pretty cool.
Is that based on the England beating Mexico game?
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got a guy that you just named?
England won their soccer. Their soccer game.
I can't tell you anything other than results that I see just pop up. I don't know anything about the World Cup.
Apparently it was like a football game.
It was a ball, a foot.
Watch the football. Watch it. It's gonna move. Watch
it was
the football.
Soccer.
You will upset a lot of people by saying that. All right.
Good. That's the point.
What do you mean good?
Mexico had
you shouldn't get joy out of it.
6% of the ball possession, 23 total shots. See, I'm actually kind of an expert.
I was about to say, but I remembered because it's England, not the United Kingdom, so it doesn't. For Muller, it doesn't. Well, I don't know. How does that make you feel? Your next door neighbors, they're doing
better
well
than anyone my thoughts on sports.
Football.
Go sports team.
I talked to Friggy and Muller last night right after I saw the Patriot, and I was like, I don't really want to talk to my British friends right now. No, Friggy, you're part of the Commonwealth, so I'm going to bore you with you. They burned a church full of women and children.
Australia didn't even exist yet. Like as a modern
means
country
you were British.
when that happened.
By
That
defunct.
means you were British.
We were their prisoners, Gary. We were already
right.
in rebellion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Well,
didn't
yeah,
they just
the
kill
Rum
you
Rebellion hadn't happened quite yet, but that was inbound.
According
That's
to Roland
crazy.
Emmerich, the British commit what'd you say, Friggy? German like Nazi atrocities. So,
Well, the Patriot is not very historically accurate.
what?
If you can believe that.
Mel Gibson was there. And
Heath Ledger was there.
Yeah.
I am Brockatron. I can talk no, I can't. For 10 Canadian pesos, these lines about Sunfire sound like red herrings. Why would every side say it multiple times though? Why wouldn't Bela know it's her grandma's beheaded dragon? Huge missed opportunity if he's dead.
This is the thing. I totally understand if it is a red herring, but simultaneously, I'm just not putting anything past these writers at this point. Like
the only he's alive, he's got to be. But the only way I guess I can buy it is if Aegon comes and finds him and he looks fucking dead. You know, like he's not moving, just laying there. He's like kind of tattered up and everything. And when Aegon comes, he like slowly fucking lifts. You know what I mean? Like he just hasn't.
Yeah.
He looks dead. That's the only way I can really buy it.
mm-hmm.
We go Mark Hancock for $10. Doesn't have anything to say, just donates 10. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We're gonna get a couple more here. We got a few more minutes. And I gotta go. Oh, we got some Avatar 1881 for 250 runs. It says Corlys chose to cheat on Rhaenys twice. Leonor was okay with Rhaenyra and Harwin since Leonor couldn't finish inside Rhaenyra. The ideal situation would be for Harwin to be inside Leonor while Leonor's inside Rhaenyra, so he can finish inside her.
No.
That's fucking top tier thinking right there.
Wow.
It's
man.
funny because, I mean, that would actually solve their problem.
I respect it.
There was a way.
You gave this
There was a
thought,
way.
Avatar.
I respect that shit.
The pacing of this episode was really good. No jumping back and forth, slowly building tension, showing Rhaenyra makes mistakes, hits its plot beats while still being centered around a single character.
You know,
Alvaron for $10. Thank you for $10.
I don't know if I'd say that that it was paced well. I think it was intentionally jerky and supposed to make you uncomfortable and supposed to make you feel like Rhaenyra was uncomfortable. I don't know if that worked for everybody. It didn't work for me all the time either, but I can understand what they're doing. I don't know if I'd say it was well paced though. It felt like it was supposed to be really fast and overwhelming.
Hope God for $10 says, I stopped watching after the Alicent scene. Rhaenyra was always a little dumb, but I had to stop after that. Rhaenyra makes defending the blacks so hard as the greens are usurpers, but she is an idiot. Yeah.
Sure is. Gets stupider every episode.
Mushroom should be on the throne. Okay. That's all I've got to say about that. Where's our Hilts Hurt? They're probably busy right now. Are they live? Maybe they're live.
They're usually live Mondays at 8.
Okay. Mondays at 8. Go check them out. They have very interesting takes on things, including Aegon.
That seems like it could have been from an Our Hilts Hurt video. The idea about Harwin and
yes,
Rhaenor
totally.
and Rhaenyra.
They think about it that much. Give them credit. I love Our Hilts Hurt because they are very different from any other channel that discusses A Song of Ice and Fire. If you want something a little different in discussion, that's more, I don't know, normal. Those are the guys to go to.
By normal, they mean videos like The Mountain Did Nothing Wrong. That's what you mean,
funny.
Right?
Yes, that's what I mean. They have a sense of humor. That's what I mean. In honor, listen, I listen to all the fucking lore videos. I do. And I enjoy. All we're going to have left is Preston Jacobs' fucking fanfic at this point. That's the only thing that's left. In honor of this episode's political messaging, they should name one of the dragons Bernie Sanders. Bernie the dragon. Russell Shook. All these millionaire dragons. Do you think they will actually show Cregan doing the Hour of the Wolf, or will it just be that happened afterwards? Also, Sarah Hess will write that episode, and Alicent will die by what's that? Oh, sexual assault. Sexual assault. I was like, yeah.
From the mountain.
I don't know if they bring in Cregan at this point.
I mean, it seems weird to introduce him. If they're not going to do something at the end, and I don't think it needs to take 2 or 3 episodes, but
the Hour of the Wolf is an epilogue, essentially.
I think we're going to get it though.
I think we are, but
everyone gets, people get punished for their crimes.
Yep. But I can't spoil too much. It is an epilogue. It's an entertaining one. But yeah. I think they bring the North in earlier, unless they're just teasing us with the North, and it's just going to be, hey, we'll show the Northerners chanting about battles they have just fought in without actually seeing them. And that'll be the only thing we get. And God, what's that actor's name again, Mueller? Who's really good?
Oh,
he's playing Roddy the Ruin.
Every single time I get reminded, but I fucking forget it every time.
That guy. Playing Roddy, it'd be such a waste of him, but they seem to be wasting a lot.
Because we also got Manderley introduced as well.
Yep. Yeah. Which was good. I actually like that. And I usually don't like that actor very much.
Tommy Flanagan is the name.
Tommy Flanagan. Not the one playing Manderley. That's the guy from
that's Rape Hitler.
That's Rape Hitler. Ray Hitler, by the way. Okay.
Shad.
Okay.
Dirty mind you got there.
Yeah.
I hear what I hear. What can I say?
Seth Cruz for $4.99 says he's writing Hess's writing blows. Alicent, don't blame me for the stuff men did. Alicent the next day, I ran the kingdom for years, so which is it? So dumb. I agree. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there, boys and girls. I have to get so I'll get to this tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, depends on if I get my video done tonight. I'm gonna be up late. Doing a fun Odyssey video. At least I think it's fun. I don't know if you guys will decide later. So what do you got coming up, Ryan?
I I don't fucking know. More videos, Supergirl, Odyssey, whatever. I do Fuck My Life with Vera tomorrow. I think on her channel. I heard she was talking mad shit about me on FNT.
Oh, she was, and I loved
Yeah,
every minute of it.
It was great.
I'm pissed about that suit picture. My suit did not look that bad. It's a weird ass picture.
No. When you get to
Jeremy
the end,
posted.
when you have a phone picture and you get on the ends, you get widened out. But it was still funny as fuck. You look like Emma D'Arcy.
I'm so fucking mad about that. But yeah, that's about it. Just getting back in the groove of things. This is my 4th stream today. I'm fucking tired.
Oh, well, back to the stream mines tomorrow, buddy.
That's right.
Geeks and Gamers Daily.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I just did. Shaq.
Here's what I actually look like in the suit. By the way,
oh my
Gary.
God. Okay.
You have to, since you fucking shamed me in front of 14,000
What
people.
do you think I was going to do? I'm your friend. It's my job.
I know. So suit maybe about a size too big because I'm pretty trim right now, but still, that looks perfectly fine compared to how I look in that other fucking picture.
You look like David Byrne from the Talking Heads.
Bro, I look ridiculous. I couldn't believe that. Like that's what the picture that Jeremy fucking posted.
I can't. Jeremy, of course. As long as I look fine without my tie on, wearing Crocs and a MAGA hat inside the White House.
He didn't wear Crocs, thank God.
I don't believe that. Shad.
Oh yeah, so most immediate thing is live stream tomorrow on Night's Watch, the weekly Culture Crusade live stream, and I have scheduled to have an interesting discussion on a good successful indie author has just like hit back against the know-it-all people from the writing groups that are criticizing, his writing and never sold a thing, where he's sold like over 1 million books. And that's an interesting subject to bounce off and have a good discussion. And then, of course, random stuff through the week. We're going to talk about the things that cross my feed. And that's the next thing I'll be doing tomorrow.
All right, cool. Fringy.
Oh, I'm just working. That's all for the time being. Just working away. Maybe I have more to talk about soon enough.
Great. And Mahler, if you're there.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing. I guess today for me actually with Drinker, we're gonna do some more RE2 remake, and then Real BBC, of course, the usual, and Open Bar, and EFAB is back
On Saturday, covering. Can you say?
The problem is fucking confirming guests, so I don't want to confirm it, even though it's probably going to happen no matter what. So it's back, guys. It's back. We're having EFAB. It's back.
I know somebody who could be there for a couple hours.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. I know somebody.
Oh, also Wednesday, we got Borfy.
Borfy on Wednesday.
Borfy. Yeah. We're gonna wrap up season 2.
Be fun.
It's picked a great time for that stream.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
I committed to that one first. Well, I'll get around to it. Okay, just wait past the summer. All right. A little busy this summer. Summer's almost over. We only have 2 blockbusters left, and they both star Zendaya.
What? And Tom Holland.
And Tom Holland. Yeah.
What are you talking about? He's the bigger one. He's like the star of both of them, basically.
Just while we're here, is there anything big coming out this week that we're covering for an FNT, or is it next week? Is the Odyssey?
Next week, the Odyssey.
Next week is the Odyssey.
No, we're only going to cover Minions and Monster making $16 billion at the box office domestically. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, guys. I don't know if you saw that. Az caught it on
Box Office is back.
Box Office Mojo. They put $16 billion.
What's your take on Minions, Gary? Like, give me a rundown of each of the movies. What's how you feeling about them?
Well, I've seen them all, dude. Because
the Despicable Me movies, I think, are pretty.
I like
damn
Despicable
good.
Me. I think the Minions movies are mindless, but my wife thinks the Minions are cute. So what are you gonna do? She sits through a lot of shit. I just go. I ate some snacks, check my phone. It's all good. But I don't. It didn't make very much money, but I think a lot of people overestimated who was going to go to the theater on Saturday because this isn't a normal 4th of July. It was America's 250th birthday on a Saturday, and I think a lot of people just fucking stayed home and partied. There you go. So, Yeah, I'm working on an Odyssey video, and I'll be back either in the morning or in the evening to mop this up and Friday Night Tights on the Nerdrotic night or Nerdrotic noon, or I'll let you know in the comments on Twitter and everywhere tomorrow. And then Real BBC and Buffy, like you just said, and Friday Night Tights with Sargon. Friday Night Tights with Sargon. There you
We're
go.
gonna talk Minions with Sargon.
Oh, and next Sunday we'll be back with episode 4. That's going to make everything better. according to Grace.
Yay! We're on the upswing now.
We're on the upswing now.
We have passed the Sarah Hess pot.
Whew, thank God. And we're one episode into season 3, technically. So thank you to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. We appreciate you. You help keep the lights on. We will get to the rest. Everyone will be read. And thanks to all the lurkers and everybody who participated. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.